Okay, good evening, everyone. Our mayor is joining us via Zoom, and I will be chairing tonight. So I'd like to start by calling the public hearing to order. We have a mover and a shaker. Okay, Councillor Pearson, Councillor Mulyk. And adoption of the agenda for tonight. Pardon me? Oh, right. All in favor? Okay. And 2.1, adoption of the agenda for the November 14th, 2023 public hearing. Okay, Councillor MacLean, Councillor Pearson. I will read the hearing statement. The following conditions apply to all public comments. Comments and questions will only be regarding an item on the current agenda.
That's the public comments. You need the public hearing statement. It's in your public hearing agenda.
I can't, my agenda doesn't open. I had to go online. Isn't that this one? Apologies.
You want my tablet?
Okay.
Public hearing statement?
Hearing statement?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, this public hearing is being convened pursuant to the terms of the Local Government Act prior to consideration of one item. Number one, temporary use permit 23-06, temporary residential structure at 1280 Juniper Street. At a public hearing, any person present who believes that they are affected by a matter being considered shall be given an opportunity to be heard on the matter contained in the proposal. Members of the public speaking to the proposal should, at the appropriate time, commence your address to this council by stating your name and area of residence, at which time you may then give us the benefit of your views concerning the proposal. Everyone who deems their interests are affected shall be given the opportunity to be heard at this meeting. No one will be or should feel discouraged or prevented from making their views known. All who submit comments at this public hearing will restrict their remarks to matters contained in the proposal, and it is my responsibility as chairperson of this meeting to ensure that all remarks are so restricted. At the conclusion of a public hearing, council may, without further notice, give whatever effect council believes proper to the representation made at the hearing. Thank you. Okay, item 4.1, presentation by staff.
Evening, everyone. So tonight's public hearing is in regards to temporary use permit 2306, requesting to permit one RV to be used as a residence for a period of 2 years. The application proposes to allow a recreation vehicle to be parked at 1280 Juniper Street. The property is legally described as Lot 1, District Lot 7356, Caribou District Plan 10557. Temporary use permit 2306 is the renewal of temporary use permit 2107 that was approved in December of 2021 and permitted an RV as a residence for a period of 2 years. There have been no complaints or concerns regarding from the neighboring properties regarding this application, and none in the time the RV has already been in place. The application satisfies the requirements outlined in the Temporary Residential Structure Policy 83, including water, sewer, power servicing, and garbage disposal. The RV has been confirmed to have the CSA Z240 certification. The application received initial approval at the October 24th regular council meeting, and since then, adjacent property owners were notified and invited to have to provide feedback at tonight's meeting or via written submissions.
Thank you. 4.2, were there any written submissions?
Yeah, as of noon today, we had one written submission.
Okay.
This submission was from Rondi Hurlbutt, and it states, I realize why the temporary use permit was in place when there was absolutely no available housing, but the reduction in population has opened some sales and rentals now, and I would not like to see RVs as a permanent housing option, especially when some very hardworking people have accomplished supplying our neighborhood with some very well-designed, beautiful housing options. Thank you for the opportunity to have my thoughts considered. Rondi Hurlbutt.
Thank you. Okay. Do we have to bring that in? Do we have to accept it?
No, I'll attach it to my
Okay,
notes.
okay. Were there any comments from the public tonight? Okay, moving on. Were there any comments from the proponent? 4.5, are there any questions from council on this public hearing item? Okay, hearing none, I call this public hearing at 19:05 adjourned. Okay. I have to wait for my thing to load. Okay. So 19:05, I will call our regular scheduled council meeting to order. We have a new item, an additional item tonight to add to the agenda.
I have the recommendation.
Okay, sorry. Adoption of the agenda regular meeting, that the agenda for the November 23rd regular meeting of council be adopted as amended to include the item of 8.5, 2023 third quarterly budget report. Can I have first and second? Okay. Councillor Mulyk, Councillor Pearson, and this is 8.5. Okay, and my thing's not going to work. Yeah, all in favor? Okay. Moving along, adoption of the previous minutes. Recommendation that the minutes of the October 24th, 2023 regular meeting of council be adopted as presented. Councillor MacLean, Councillor Mulyk. Okay, all in favor? Okay, and as well, 3.2, adoption of the minutes of the previous special meeting of council, that the minutes of the November 7th, 2023 special meeting of council be adopted as presented. Councillor Pearson, Councillor Mulyk, all in favor? Carried. Okay, moving into 4.4.1, we have a delegation tonight. Carson Jordan from Image Signs. Hello there, Mr. Jordan.
Hi there. Thank
How
you for
are
having
you?
me.
So you have a presentation for us tonight?
I do not have a presentation. I was hoping to kind of gain some general design feedback and kind of the direction that the village was hoping to go. I've kind of reviewed a few of the past council meetings and able to kind of hear some of the overall discussions, but just kind of wanted to clarify some of the concerns and kind of the overall design approach that you guys were hoping to achieve with the new archway or gateway signs.
Okay, perfect.
So a few of the questions I had, I know there was the option for a new design package for an archway, and then there was some discussion between 1 or 2 pylons. Had anything kind of been finalized on which approach you guys were hoping to take?
Go ahead.
I don't know that we'd actually finalized. I mean, when we sent it back to staff and requesting a delegation from yourself and your company, big part of our concerns was sightlines on that intersection. So I believe you received some photos from us, kind of what we were looking at. So I know some of the discussion was to look towards the gateway overhead archway, and I really appreciate the diagram or the photos you sent from the Steveston example with a single post. I think that would be a big step towards our safety concerns on that intersection. So.
Okay, and yeah, definitely with moving forward with a sign type of that style, it would alleviate a lot of the site concerns because you'd be going from the existing sign, which is roughly 12 feet wide, down to a single pole, which is 18 inches wide. Again, some of the other options that we could do, if you did stick with a pylon style of sign, is we could make it a narrower version, which was spaced back slightly from the road to help with that sight line, or the option that council suggested is fabricating some kind of spacer almost in the bottom of the sign to have, or to allow for the sight line for vehicles that are turning in and out of that intersection. There's so many different approaches we could take to this. We're just kind of hoping to choose a direction or understand the direction that council would like to go before we kind of put more work into it. Just because without an exact direction, we can kind of keep giving examples and examples, but they might just not be what you guys are exactly looking for.
Councillor Pearson, do you have a follow-up?
Yeah, and I think, part of that'll be our discussion in the motion for the recommendations moving forward, just to open it for discussion amongst ourselves. I mean, there was a couple differing opinions on what our options were gonna look like. So I think at this point, if we wait until we get to the item 5.1, and we can open it up on the floor for discussion.
Okay. Mayor Torgerson, did you have anything to ask?
Thank you. No, I would almost want to kind of gauge, I mean, we do have 13 more minutes in this delegation. I would look to the presenter to sort of speak to the archway / sightlines, what an increase in cost might look like with that sort of design versus the pylon design. Assurances that a gap in either design or sightlines will be improved significantly with either design. I'd be looking for some feedback from the designer there.
Yeah, definitely. And like I'd mentioned in our discussions with city staff, is just with the archway style of sign, we don't believe, sorry, I'm just trying to pull up the artwork here. The initial one that was in the package that we first presented, we didn't think that would be achievable with the city's budget. The secondary version, which was the simplified version, similar to the Steepson sign, we think that is something that would be in the budget, and it would be up towards the max $200,000 allowed, as there would be lots of design work, engineering, and approvals needed for this, as well as full removal of the existing sign and most likely a slightly longer installation period as well.
Follow-up, Mayor Torgerson?
Yeah, thank you. So what I heard from the presenter is that an archway is achievable with the budget that we do have, just not in the first sort of design that was presented in prior council meetings. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay.
It would be more, of a simplified version, which would also eliminate the sightline issues, moving to that single pole.
Thank you. No further supplementals. Thank you.
Does anybody from council have anything else? Okay. You did get our pictures that we sent in. Councillor Pearson and myself took pictures of what it's like to be in a truck and what it's like to be in a car.
I did, thank you. Yeah, and that helps definitely put some understanding to your guys' concerns.
Okay, perfect.
I do understand what you mean, where the one height of the concrete base is kind of in the way. If you were in a car that's low down to the ground, I think that's going to be your biggest concern for a sight line. Mm-hmm. As it looks like it's about roughly 2.5 feet above the ground on our drawings that we have.
Yeah, I drove through and I took pictures at different, so I was practically out into the middle before I could actually see past. And I mean, I have a regular car size, so.
Yeah, that's definitely an issue then.
Perfect, okay. All right, hearing no other questions? Nothing? Okay, we'll move on to unfinished business. 5.1, village entrance sign request for proposal. Recommendation is that council approve staff to enter into an agreement with Image Signs and Lighting for the construction of a new village entrance sign for no more than the budgeted amount of $200,000. $100,000 from surplus and $100,000 municipal and regional district tax, MRDT, grant funds, and selects one of the 2 pylon designs from Image Sign and Lighting, or option 2, that council continues to work with Image Sign and Lighting on the design and pricing of an entrance-themed entrance sign, and requests that staff report back on new costs and budgeting options over the $200,000 current budget. Councillor Pearson?
I would move item 2, that council continues to work with Image Sign and Lighting on the design and pricing of the simplified archway design.
Okay. In a second, Councillor MacLean? Okay. All in favor? Okay, it's so moved. Okay. Okay, thank you very much, and we look forward to working with you.
All right, thank you very much.
Okay, there is no correspondence for action. Reading file, does anyone have anything they wish to bring out of the reading file? Councillor Pearson?
Yeah, item 1, invasive mussels from Okanagan Basin Water Board. I think it's only a matter of time before it gets into our waterways, so I would move that we send a letter of support for this item.
Okay, do we have a seconder? Councillor MacLean? Okay, all in favor? It's moved. Okay. Did you have anything else from the reading file? Okay. Councillor MacLean? No. Okay, Mayor Torgerson?
Yes, thank you. Just speaking to the recently carried motion on invasive mussels. Not too long ago, they were found in the Snake River, which is a tributary to the Columbia. So to Councillor Pearson's point, indeed, it's just a matter of time.
Yep. Okay, we'll get a letter out. Okay, did you have anything else that you wanted to bring up from the reading file?
Not at this time, thank you.
Okay, Councillor Mulyk? Okay, hearing none, we'll move on to, do I have to do I did one, an all in favor. Okay, sorry. Okay, administrative reports, 8.1, recommendation, our accounts payable report, July to September 2023. The recommendation is that the report be received for information. Councillor Pearson, Mayor Torgerson. Weird to have him vote. It's weird. Yeah, okay. All in favor? Okay. Item 8.2, building inspection report, permit values September to October 2023. The recommendation is that the report be received for information. Councillor MacLean, Councillor Mulyk. All in favor? Okay. Item 8.3, bylaw enforcement summary report, October 2023. The recommendation is that the report be received for information. Councillor Mulyk, do I have a seconder? Councillor Pearson, all in favor? Okay. 8.4, temporary use permit 23-06, renewal of TUP-21-07, 1280 Juniper Street. Recommendation that temporary use permit 23-06, a renewal of TUP 21-07 for 1280 Juniper Street, legally described as Lot 1, District Lot 7356, Caribou District Plan 10557, proposing the renewal of a temporary use permit to permit RV use for a period of 2 years be approved. Councillor Pearson, do I have a seconder? Councillor MacLean? All in favor? Oh, you wanted to, sorry.
Just a comment too in referencing Ms. Hurlbut's comments. I don't totally disagree, but this TUP process also allows people building new homes to live in an RV while they're building, so I think it's still a value to the community.
That's a good point. Does anybody have a follow-up? Yeah.
I concur with Councillor Pearson on that, because in thinking about it initially, I thought, well, yeah, maybe this is the time to let it go. But there are other circumstances where it actually is useful.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay. Mayor Torgerson, did you have something?
Thank you. Only to say that it's in the title, it's temporary. This will be the last measure on this parcel for this TUP. They can only renew it once, so it is that, temporary.
Okay. Okay, very good. Anyone else? Okay, can I get a all in favor? Thank you. Okay. 8.5, 2023 third quarterly budget report. Okay, that was our added item. Okay. Did everybody have a chance to give it a quick look over? Okay. All right. The recommendation is that this report be received for information. Councillor MacLean, Councillor Mulyk. Everybody good with it? Okay, all in favor? Okay, carried. Okay. Number 9, bylaws and policies. 9.1, asset retirement obligations policy number 93, 2023. Okay, recommendation that council approves asset retirement obligations policy number 93, 2023. Councillor Pearson? Do I have a seconder? Councillor Mulyk? Okay, Councillor Pearson?
This is quite the document to read, and I am quite happy that staff are the one dealing with the wording and requirements of it. So, yeah, I'm not sure where we go with this, but I wish them luck.
Does anybody have anything else to add? Okay, all in favor? Okay, carried. 9.2, Village of Valemount 5-year financial plan bylaw number 871, 2023, amendment bylaw number 887, 2023. Recommendation is that the Village of Valemount 5-year financial plan bylaw number 871, 2023, amendment bylaw number 887, 2023 be given first, second, and third reading. Councillor MacLean? Councillor Mulyk? Does anybody have anything to add? Mayor Torgerson?
Thank you. I just appreciate the finance director's efforts to find so many ways to offset the increased costs of things, either through grants, reserves. Unfortunately, interest rates are a reality. Cost of goods, cost of services are increasing. And yeah, just kudos to staff for finding so many ways to offset those increased costs.
Yeah, hear, hear. Okay, anyone else? Okay, hearing none, all in favor? Okay. Okay, there's no new business? Does anybody have a notice of motion to bring forward?
I know I would.
Stinker. Okay, let's have council reports, just for that, you're last. All right, Councillor Mulyk?
Okay, October 26th, I attended the Timber Development Open House. On November 7th, attended a special council meeting, and interspersed through all that, continued the interviewing process. That's it for me.
Mayor Torgerson?
Thank you. Just a moment while I bring up the calendar. The 25th, I had a VARDA meeting, followed by on the 26th with a resort community collab. The regional connectivity committee, same acronym, so apologies. And then I attended the Robson Valley Timber Supply Area Open House. That was had some community engagement with Resources Group, BC Timber Sales, Carrier Lumber, Valemount Community Forest, and their harvesting plans for the next couple of years. Found it very informative. Following week, CAO interviews, along with reference checks in that regard. Had a conversation with on the 31st with Evolugen, who is a subsidiary of Brentwood Power around their Highstead Creek project that currently provides backup power to Valemount and providing perhaps a crossing for the community ski hill at that point to reduce costs for the not-for-profit society. Had a CBT investments meeting on the 7th, followed by a plethora of reference checks and a special meeting of council right after that. Today I'm in Prince George for regional meetings, and hopefully we'll be back in the morning to attend the rest of them virtually, but with highway conditions and incoming inclement weather, I thought it'd be best to zoom in, so thank you.
And you missed the cookie decorating. Councillor
I've
Pearson
seen
saved
pictures.
us.
I know I've missed a lot.
Okay. Councillor Pearson?
Shall we call you Cookie Man?
So October 26th, also attended the Regional Connectivity Committee meeting with Mayor Torgerson. And that evening, the SIMP Resource Group Forestry Planning Open House, which covered all the groups basically in Robson Valley. The morning of October 27th, met with a group discussing marsh accessibility. This was hosted by RVCS, and it was a great discussion on accessibility and accessibility measures. There's an app out there that certain people have access to, where you can do accessibility measurements and give everything a rating. So we had a in-person session, then we went out to the marsh for a few minutes and did a couple unit. October 30th, the CAO interview, and November 6th, another CAO interview, followed by the community forest meeting. November 7th, joined you all for a special meeting of council. November 8th, had our traffic committee meeting in the morning. Very good discussion with some really good key points to come out of that. So that was followed by a Mackenzie Robson Valley Primary Care Network Zoom call, followed immediately thereafter by an Operation Lifesaver Zoom call. And then it was all quiet until this afternoon, where I took part in a challenge for the Tim Hortons Smile Cookie campaign, representing council and the Legion in this one for basically cookie decorating challenge against Northern Health and Creekside group. So it was a ton of fun. I'm not sure all those cookies were up to snuff for sale on the counter, but it was great fun. And I will also say, where was I at? November 11th, on behalf of the Legion, excuse me, a thank you to everybody for participating. I think that's my report.
Okay. You didn't wear your T-shirt.
No, I took my red
Cookie
T-shirt off.
Thank you. Councillor MacLean?
On November 2nd, I attended a Clean Air Committee meeting. On the 6th, I participated in a CAO interview. On the 7th, I attended the special council meeting and a meeting of the Columbia Basin Regional Advisory for an update on the Columbia River Treaty negotiations.
Perfect. Thank you. On the 30th, we had our CAO interviews. The 2nd was the Clean Air Task Force meeting. It was great to see everybody after being away for so long. CAO meetings again on the 6th. The 7th was a special council meeting. And again, on the 8th, we had the Mackenzie Robson Valley Regional Subnetwork meeting. And Remembrance Day was sun, rain, sleet, and hail. But we all stood there and we were honored to be there. Okay.
Councillor Blanchette, may I add to my report?
Of course.
With sincere apologies. I had the absolute honor to represent the village at the Remembrance Day ceremony. Thank you to Deputy Zone Commander Pearson for leading us through a awesome ceremony. And one comment, to see the dedication from our veterans on a day like that, especially our Centurion, Alice Olson, lay a wreath on behalf of all veterans, was truly awe-inspiring. So thank you.
Thank you. Okay. All right. Does anybody have any questions of anyone over the, of our reports?
Just a quick question to Councillor MacLean regarding the CBRAC, if there's any movement, any news?
Well, the full press releases are, of course, always on the BC government website. A lot of it, we are told to keep confidential because of the nature of the negotiations.
Okay.
But for a full update and moving towards an agreement in principle, it would be best to visit the website for a detailed.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. All in favor of our, pardon me? Of receipt? We don't pay attention when you're sitting over there. He just does it well. Okay. Calendar of events, there's no motion required. Public comment, do we have any comments from the public tonight? Seeing none. We have no notice to proceed into camera, and we will adjourn at 19:31. Councillor MacLean.
Okay.
Oh. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for putting up with me.